Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Halifax Raiders Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode we had the season simulation and we had our best season yet, and we also got some pretty solid depth scoring from a few guys, especially on the team. So very excited to see what happens next season, because I think we are getting close to being a playoff team. It's just about finding ourselves defensively. As you can see, obviously, Mauricio Wilm had over 100 points. Liam Ahinen hit over 100 points, which is great. And then Stajan and Sherov both with 70 points is also always very helpful. We also had Lehman, who had 40 goals and 83 points, which is nice. Lassick starting to come together, almost a 50-point season for him. And then Del Rovera had a pretty solid rookie season as well. So if Del Rovera improves next season offensively as well, our depth scoring is going to further improve on this team. And you can see also defensively, we got 34 points from Maddox Boys, hoping he could get into the 40-50 point range at some stage soon, because we did lock him up to an 8-year deal. And then, yeah, Kolsnick and Mayer brought some offense a little bit. Sidu brought 17 points, so not really that bad on the offensive side of things. But once again, it's down to the goaltending, I think, on this team in terms of how we are going to turn this team into a playoff team. We need some more better goaltending. We also need a little bit better defensive play, especially in the bottom six, as you can see. A lot of guys not very good in the plus-minus department, but you do have obviously our top line, which was all plus. So if we could get our depth scoring to be better, we won't have as much negatives probably in the bottom six. We'll probably also have a much better system in terms of how we actually play defensively down there. But anyways, before we get into this entire offseason and setting up our team obviously for another season, let's get into some comments. So the first one is from Flame Husky, who says PZ with the first pick, then the top six is basically built. Hopefully you can get a medium elite offensive defenseman soon. That would be the cherry on top. And yeah, so basically with the pick in this draft, because we did win the draft lottery, even though we did have one of our best seasons yet. We had technically we would have drafted 8th overall, but we won the lottery somehow. And now we will have the first overall pick. I was telling you guys on our community tab, I did a poll between who we should take, Peyton Redden or Mr. Frederick Pirlo-Zabottle, and it turns out that most of you guys actually wanted Frederick Pirlo-Zabottle. There was a good chunk of you at the beginning that were actually saying to take Redden, but 60% of the 42 votes said to take FBZ, which I'll nickname him right now, to take him. So that's likely going to end up being our pick. Just because obviously what I'm seeing with him is he would probably take over that second line center spot from Sherov eventually, but not yet. He'll probably start as a third line center, probably playing alongside Ponikarovsky, because when you have a playmaker next to a sniper like Ponikarovsky, that should do hypothetically really good. And then once he jumps up overall wise for next year after this year, then he'll probably end up taking over that second line spot, which kind of sucks because I do really like Sherov on the top six, but as long as Sherov's on the first power play unit, he should be able to produce well, I think. So I think, yeah, Frederick Pirlo-Zabottle basically just help solidify that top six, because Sherov technically isn't a top six forward, but he is a very good offensive producer. So if we could get that depth scoring to be even better, that would be a great thing. Next comment is from Ezra Hambrick, who says, new franchise record alert. The Halifax Raiders are now 124, 420, and 30 after 7 seasons in the NHL. In order to tie the record at 500, the Halifax Raiders would need to win their next 326 games if you combine regulation and OT losses. That means Halifax would have to go 82-0 for a little over the next 4 seasons. It's definitely doable. A lot of laughing faces. And then keep up the great work, Snipe. Thank you for that, Ezra. And yeah. So yeah, I don't think we're ever going to be over 500 team based on that, because I don't see us going 82-0 for that many consecutive years. Who knows, maybe at some stage we'll be able to hit 60 wins in a season, but I don't think we'll ever actually have a perfect season, because I don't think I've ever seen a perfect season by any team in a franchise mode. Even when you put in say an all-star team in the franchise mode, I don't think I've ever seen a team like that go 82-0. The next comment is from Saturn Otaku, who says, you have a special team when you could say a 40-goal scorer had a quiet season. Definitely take the center playmaker with your first overall pick. It certainly wouldn't be the first time with a top 3 pick went off the board, and that's true. That is definitely true. And yeah, it's kind of funny saying Lehman had a little bit of a quiet season when he had 40 goals, but he had under 100 points, which is kind of surprising considering his line mates had over 100 points. So that's why I was saying he was kind of quiet, but 40 goals is very helpful, especially behind somebody like Wilm, who put up almost 60 goals again. The next comment is from Ian.NoLove, who says, that's actually a shame that when we win the draft lottery, there's no franchise player available. Here's the ball with the first pick, obviously. Then we hardly tank on defensive core. I think 1 sniper, 2 offensive defensemen, and 1 two-way D will get Halifax to the playoffs. P.S. Mauricio is a beast. I'm a huge fan already. Absolute menace of a goal scorer. And yeah, Mauricio is actually insane. He's definitely going to probably become one of my best players of all time, I think. Easily, yeah, because I don't think he's going to be one of these guys that retire like at 36, considering he's a franchise player. I think he could easily play till he's like 40 years old, which means he might be up there for goal records and all that type of thing, which would be pretty sick, I think. But he was also saying about like in the draft, though, we should be looking for like snipers, offensive defensemen, two ways. So yeah, hopefully we could find some of those in some later round picks to help get our team set up for potential playoffs in the next few years. And then the last and final comment is from Yo-Yo What's Up, who says, well, I guess the NHL is rigged. Isn't like 4 times we got the first overall pick? That's crazy. I know centers are a hard position to find, but I would actually take Redden with the first pick. I think Redden would actually turn this team around since we had 4 70-point centers. That's who I would pick. So that's why I kind of did a poll just to see what you guys would say. I totally agree with what he's saying here, but I think what I'm going to do is just give us a better center here, because I think left wing wise it would probably push somebody like Stajan to being almost more third line, and we already have like Classic, we have Petterman technically still, so I think that's probably why I'm not going to go for Redden. But I think Pierre Zabottle will be a very great addition to our top 6 in the next like 2 to 3 seasons, depending on how fast he develops at that medium elite potential. And yeah, that's kind of crazy that we've already had like 4 first overall picks in the series, because I'm pretty sure with my other drafted glories that I've run in the past, I don't think I've had that much first overall picks, so we might have a little bit more easier to win a Stanley Cup with the way we are drafting here early on. But anyways, let's get to this draft and offseason and take Frederick Pirro-Zabottle with our top pick. I'm excited to see what overall he is. And like I said, I'll probably be playing him as a third line center to start next season, and then the year afterwards maybe he'll jump into our top 6 depending on his growth. But let's take our pick here. I feel lucky that we're in this situation, obviously, because it seems weird that we went literally all the way from 8 to 1. If we had the 8th overall pick still in this draft, I still would have taken Frederick Pirro-Zabottle. So technically we are still drafting in our normal spot in a way, if FBZ was still there, or FPZ. I almost want to say FPS, but I don't really know what we can nickname this guy, because I don't want to say his full last name all the time. But let's see. So there is Frederick Pirro-Zabottle, like Nick Backstrom, which would be great. If he develops into being a really, really good center, we have him and Ahinen as a 1-2 punch. These guys should be able to set up snipers very easily. So FPZ, welcome aboard. FPZ, jeez. 77 overall, so not the highest overall. So yeah, he's definitely going to be a third line center to start off with. He does have all alone, and there's his attributes. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Not the best face-off man yet, but he definitely should develop that. And yeah, like I said, being a 77 overall, obviously we want to take him a little bit more time to develop, so he will be playing likely alongside Vlasic and Ponikarovsky on our third line, behind Ahinen, behind Stajan, that type of thing, and then obviously behind our top line. So hopefully within 1 year he could develop into being more of a top 6 forward for us. But if he takes a little bit longer, that's okay, because like I said, we do have at least Sharov, who has been very, very good. So there is our first overall pick. Let's take a look at the other guys that were missed out on. So Hagelin was only a 79, so there wasn't a huge gap in overall between those guys, which is nice. So we passed up on Stefan Hagelin, which is okay for me, because I honestly don't really like taking defensive defensemen early on. The main reason is because they only play defense, they don't bring any offense usually, and then they demand like a ton of money at some stages. So that's why I don't usually like DFDs. We do already have a few DFDs on our team too, so it doesn't really make sense for us to take somebody like him. Redden goes 3rd overall to San Jose. So the other defenseman fell off a little bit, but Redden was also a 77 overall, so I think we definitely got the better player in a way, because technically we got one with an X factor. Redden doesn't have an X factor, so definitely an interesting thing to see how Redden progresses. Obviously, we will probably, once we're going through like the later years of these franchise mode, we'll probably recognize him in like the retirement area and be like, we passed up on that guy. Let's take a look at the other top 5. So McCutcheon was a 78, not really that much better still. Another DFD. Going to Pittsburgh, and Nashville at 5 takes Verbata, the high top 6. Who's obviously not somebody I would have taken, because I don't really like that high top 6 forwards go in the draft this early on over like some medium elite players. It's kind of weird. Let's move to our next pick and get some other players in on this team. Girard just went off the board. That was the guy I was looking like to get for this next round. He would have been great. 65 top 6 forward. And he's a playmaker. We were thinking he was maybe a two-way. Lundberg was low elite. Jeez, man. Some good players here in the early second round. So hopefully we could find a top 6 forward at least or something with this pick. Gavin Blum. Do I really need more centers though? Probably not. He's probably a top 6. There is a guaranteed top 6 center playmaker as well here in Peyton Clark. But like I said, I don't know if I really want more centers. I could take Yves Audet. You guys said we do need more snipers. Audet could be that. He could be a top 6 forward as well. Yeah, he's probably a top 6 forward because of the 3-year ETAs. So I think Yves Audet will be our pick here, because I don't really know anything about these defenders. And when I was doing some due diligence before this episode, I did see that a lot of these defenders don't really have good potential in the first round. Like there was top 6 defenders going, medium 7ths going in like round 3 or 4. So I think defensively we might not be able to add a lot this draft. So let's go for the short guy that's 5'8" and Yves Audet and see if he's actually a sniper. If he's a sniper, that will be pretty helpful, because maybe he'll become a line mate of one of our playmakers at some stage. Hey, he is a sniper. Let's go. That's a great addition. If he gets development, putting him next to somebody like Sharov on a third line with like other guys, like he might be a good replacement for Ponikarovsky if we don't want to fork out the money at some stage. But there is Yves Audet. Pretty solid shooting. Obviously still needs work, but pretty decent all around. Very short player. Doesn't have great physical attributes because of it. But there you go. I like that a lot. That's a pretty solid pick for round number 2. Let's see if we can get anything interesting in these later rounds. I don't think we're going to, but who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find like a low lead steal or something. Soloviev, another short kind of guy. I only say that because I'm a little bit taller than 5'10", but I'm like 5'11 and a half. Soloviev might be low elite, might not be. It's tough to tell. There might be a bunch of top 9s at this stage, which is not great. Yeah, this draft class is definitely maybe one of the worst we've seen. This guy looks actually pretty good. Drew Gertzen. Or, yeah, Gertzen. Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. Definitely guaranteed to be a medium top 9. 4 years out. Looks like a good shooter and good puck skills. Guaranteed to be a playmaker. Trying to see if there's anything else that would be worth taking at this stage. Because I feel like our other guys I had pinned are much later than this spot, right? We're at 74th. The next guy I have is 103. I would have to take him now if I wanted to get him. Do I think he's guaranteed to be medium elite? I do, almost. But I feel like he's going to be a very low overall as a medium elite. Like, he's probably going to be like a 50 overall project player. Because obviously if I wait till next round, he'll be off the board by then. So I think I got to already go for the defender just to give us a defensive prospect in this draft. So Mauricio Booz. We're going to take you early on here. And he is a medium elite low overall like I was thinking. Okay. Okay, that's nice. 49 overall DFD. So it kind of sucks that he's a DFD. But at least it gives us more defensive prospects for the future. I would rather take him over like a low top 4. Because maybe this guy becomes at least something. If he doesn't, at least we have another defenseman for the AHL, I guess. Yeah, this draft class is looking bad. Cedric Pecker might be a low elite, but it's tough to tell. He is 4 years out, so that does make me feel like he is low elite. He could also be like a low top 6 or low 9 now. So it's a bit of a risk. There is some goalies on the board, and I know you guys are saying still to draft more goalies. We have so much goalies, so I'm not really thinking about taking a fringe starter at the moment. So I don't think I'm going to take a goaltender. We could always take Kravchenko next round because he's looking like he's going to be a starter with a low overall, so I might do that. But I think this round we're going to take a chance with Pecker that he might be a low elite center. So let's take him and see how good he is. He's a low 9. Damn, man. That sucks. And we also just missed out on a medium elite grinder who the Jets got in Tom Arens. Damn, that would have been nice. Give us a good player for the bottom 6 for the future, but unfortunately we don't get him and we get stuck with Pecker instead. He actually has some pretty good shooting, I would say, but I don't know if he's going to become much. He is a sniper, which is also good, so maybe he becomes something for the AHL. but I don't think he's going to become something for the NHL, just based on the way our team is shaping up already. I don't think we have anybody else pinned, right? No, we do still have Festerling, who I might take with the 7th round pick, so that's intriguing. Do we want to go with the goalie here if he's still there? Yeah, he is still there. I think I might go for Kravchenko. That way we at least get one goalie in this draft. Because even if he's a low overall starter, it's like kind of a guy we can maybe develop into being something while these other guys are developing in the AHL and all that type of thing. So, you know what? Let's just do another goaltender, Kravchenko. Oh, he is a fringe starter. Damn, man. I was thinking he was going to be a random starter steal, but fringe starter, not great. But gives us more depth, at least in the goaltending department. Who knows? Maybe he could be a good goaltender, too. So, because some of these random fringe starter goalies actually simulate decent when it comes to playoff time, right? 218 is the next. Yeah, we could definitely take still Festerling in the 7th round. So I will take here. There's a guaranteed medium top 9. That might be intriguing, but he is 19. So we do got to take that into account. But I don't really see much else intriguing here. Maybe Bass, but he is like 5 years out. Probably. Maybe take a chance on a 20-year-old. I don't know. Yeah, it's not looking like the best class this year, unfortunately. At least we did still get some good players in it, but we might as well just go for like one of the highest ranked potential players if we could find anybody. Like, I will wait till next round for Festerling for sure, because I could get him then. We could easily take a chance with Hagen, and he might be low lead as well. Let's take a chance with this guy, and then we'll take Festerling next round. Hey, let's go. Okay. That was a nice steal there. Taro Hagen. Low leads forward. That's only a 49. But if he gets some good development, some of the low leads we've got, like Joel Weber, that's a pretty good steal. And we should be able to get the other guy here. We are getting a trade offer, so I guess there is still some good players on the board apparently. But let's go to our other pin guy here in... Oh, he's gone? No way. He went early? Okay, well, I guess we aren't getting that other low elite, because I'm pretty sure he's a low elite. Let's see. Did he go after that pick? I guess it's good that I took that other one. Let's see. Where did he go? Because I didn't think he was supposed to go to next round. Somebody reached early? I don't even see him at all. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, see, somebody took a chance on him early. Dallas ends up getting him. He is a low lead 51, so I should have probably taken him before the other guy. Surprised that Dallas took on him already. Okay. Well, that hurts our last pick here. Let's see what we could take with this last pick here. See if we can find maybe another low lead. Cali Brodin. I'm kind of thinking about Brodin, to be honest, because these other guys are supposed to go undrafted, so if they're a low lead, they're probably very bad. I think I'm going to take a chance with Brodin here. I know we're drafting a lot of forwards, but hopefully it could help us out in the long haul. He's only a medium bottom 6. Damn, man. At least it's still a potential. It's not like an AHL top 6 or something, but that's not a great pick there. So there is our draft. I'd say an okay draft for the most part. We obviously get our guy in FPZ. We also get Audette, who's going to be nice. Booz is a good steal. Kravchenko is an okay goalie prospect. And we don't know about like Pecker and Brodin, how they'll pan out, but Hagen's a good low lead steal potentially. If he ends up developing to being even a 4th liner, I will take that. So solid draft. Not our best draft for sure, but not our worst either. Okay, let's get to the re-sign stage. We do got a lot of scouts to bring back. You guys did say to replace a lot of our scouts, but to be honest, I don't really care about the difference between a B overall and an A plus overall. I think I'm okay with having B overall scouts, so I think I'm just going to keep the current scouts for now. If you guys still think it's actually beneficial that I replace them, I could do that next offseason, but for right now, I just think it's not that big of a difference having some lower rated scouts by a little bit. It's not like we have guys that are like C rated or D rated. Like, all these guys are still going to be able to do their job decently. So we'll get them all back for now, but we could easily fire them once we get to the off-season next year if we want to. So there we go. Scouts are good. We do also still need to bring in another goalie coach because ours retired, so I do need to remember about that. Okay, let's see. So RFA wise, Ponikarovsky's the big one. And yeah, he wants 3.15. He's a pending UFA at the end of this year, which is not great. But the good thing for us is he should be one of these guys that ends up staying in the free agent pool and doesn't get paid $3 million, and then he drops his asking price, and then we could get him for like $1 million as like a fourth line option. But for right now, we have to pay him the $3 million. So there you go, Ponikarovsky. And yeah, for now, hey, that's not bad, I guess. We'll give Petterman a 2-year deal. I'm okay with that. Let's just give him a little bit less. And yeah, just over $1 million, that's okay, because he's still going to be serviceable for a little bit longer. And yeah, we'll take these other AHL guys, give them like multi-year deals if possible. Just these 2-way contracts are okay with me. Let's go 1 year for Finley. There we go. Goalie-wise, Frederick goalie's not going to be qualified, as I mentioned in last episode, because we got just an abundance of goaltenders. So unfortunately, Frederick goalie's like the first player to leave this team, really, that I drafted, I think, almost. There was, I think, maybe a couple other guys at some point, but 3 years in the AHL, a couple years in the NHL, only 3 wins through 88 career games. Not really the greatest stat line, but he has been pretty much replaced. So best of luck in free agency, goalie. Hopefully you get a contract for somebody's AHL team, but you will not be with our team, unfortunately. Let me go to the unsigned guys here and sign Pierre Zabotta at least. All these other guys, I feel like giving a contract to Mathieu and Rizzi, because they might be AHL eligible. I think I'm going to, because normally I would wait for your guys' opinion on that, but I think these 2 guys are pretty much AHL ready. A lot of these other guys I might wait a little bit longer, like Kozlov for 1 more year. Odd debt, maybe a little bit longer. And then these low elites as well, medium elites. Yeah, wait a little bit longer on a lot of those guys, if possible. And then we go to UFA-wise. We only have 2 UFA skaters, and that's Coca-Cola, which obviously was a cap whale, and then Palin, who we drafted. What is Palin wanting? Only a 2-way contract. I think I'm okay with bringing back him on a 2-way contract, because he can help some of these younger guys maybe in the AHL. I know the AHL has a lot of defenders right now, so he might not even get the play, but we'll bring him in on a 1-year 2-way deal, just to hold on to him a little bit longer. And then yeah, Nornan is going to be taking goalie spot in the AHL, so he's getting his ELC. And I don't know if we need Coca-Cola back as a cap whale. We'll see. I like calling him Coca-Cola just based on his name, but I know it's Coca-Cola or something like that. Or Coca-Cola, I don't know. Let's see, did everybody accept those contracts that I gave out? Yes. Okay. Wow, that was pretty easy. We do definitely still need a cap whale, I think, here. So we will still sign him to a 1-way deal. And we'll give you like $19 million on the dot. I'll see if I need to sign 1 more player as well to get over the cap floor. But yeah, that's going to be our cap whale again. And we should pretty much have our team ready to go for the season almost at this point already, which is great. Okay, so we do get Tatu Coca-Cola back as we're getting our scouts back as well. There you go. Let's see, do we have to sign another cap whale? Because I feel like we might need to sign maybe 1 more player, but we might be already above the cap floor. So let's see. Free agency, no, I want to go to proposed trade. Let's see. I feel like Frederick goalie is going to stay as a free agent for the rest of his career. So yeah, we're a little bit above the cap floor, which is nice. When we still have a lot of spending money to give more 8-year contract extensions to start next episode, so that's good. Let's go to coaching staff and get ourselves a goalie coach for the AHL. Yeah, for the AHL that has good teaching grades. Because like I said, ours retired in the last episode, which is funny because I literally hired him almost, I think, last episode too. So let's go to teaching, go to A+. Hey, this guy's perfect. This guy's perfect. Matej Morovic. Let's bring you in as an AHL goalie coach. And you could take $260K. Perfect. So that should give us our goalie coach for the upcoming season for the AHL. And then AHL also doesn't have an assistant coach technically at the moment. It wouldn't be a bad idea to hire an AHL assistant coach. So let's do that as well, just to give our AHL players as much coaches as possible. One with good teaching grades as well would be good. Oh, these guys are all goalie related. Jeez. Is there any that actually could teach like generalist wise? Yeah, there is one here. He's B. I'll take him on as an AHL assistant coach. That's fine with me. Let's give you a little bit more money. Perfect. So that will give us a couple coaches. I don't know if that guy's actually a good fit or not, but it doesn't matter because he's an assistant coach. We're just trying to give our team as much coaches as possible so the young guys can learn. That's going to be basically our off-season in a nutshell. There you go. Perfect. We get them in. So the AHL coaching staff is nice and set up now. So we got a full NHL coaching staff and a full AHL. Hopefully these guys could help out the young boys a little bit. So there you go. Let's begin the sim up to next season. And we will also take a look at the new guys that we drafted that are on our roster. We'll set up our AHL, NHL rosters. And I think that'll probably be it at that point. I think we should have a good roster this season. I think we should hit 40 wins. I know you guys have been saying that too, that we should be getting closer to being 40-win team or above 500. So I'm hoping that this year is the year, because we should have our best roster on paper. Okay, let me go to roster moves here quickly. I didn't want to go to that screen. Actually, I did want to go to that screen. I want to go to roster moves just to see if there's anybody I need to send down and call up. So goalie-wise, we got Friesen and Nikitin. Sonnenberg's up to a 75, so I'll probably leave that for the next episode. Do we play Sonnenberg already? He's got the medium elite potential over Friesen as our backup, or do we wait 1 year with Sonnenberg in the minors so he could get more up to like a 79? Because it'll probably be Sonnenberg and Norton as the AHL goalies. Cameron will get scratched likely. And then Nikitin and Friesen. Defensively, let's see, do we need to call anybody up? No, we don't. Rizzy's going to be playing in the AHL as a 71 already, which is great. Yeah, we didn't really need to bring Palin back for the AHL. He's probably going to get scratched, but that's okay. But yeah, NHL-wise, we're running like Kolsnik. Sea-Doo's up to an 87. His contract is up for renewal, so I do need to give him maybe an 8-year extension, depending on his asking price. But yeah, we got Kolsnik, Sea-Doo, Boys, Dimitra, Mayer, and McLaren is going to be jumping in, which is nice. Up to a 75 as a low top 4 is a great steal at this point. Right wing wise, what do we got here? Anybody that needs to come up? Wadden is a 73. No, not really. Wadden's not ready yet. But Del Rovere's up to an 85 in a second line forward, which is really nice. Left wing wise, do we need to call anybody up? No. We got our roster there. Center wise, anybody? We could call up Wolniski over Markov, but I think it's pointless. We actually might be over on the forward department. Let me just see if there's more than 12 forwards, because I might have to send some guys down. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh boy, so I think I'm going to send Mason to the AHL for 1 more year, because I think I'm kind of rushing his development that way. And we will probably send down Smirnov. Yeah, I'll probably send down Smirnov, because Markov at least could play center. Smirnov I don't think could take face-offs. Yeah, he can't. Markov isn't the best at face-offs either, but he actually has center as a position. So, yeah, Mason's going to get 1 more year in the AHL, even though he's a good overall. I wanted to send down Smirnov as well, I think. But let's just go best lines here for a second, readjust this. So, I think what we're going to be running this season... Let me see, how's Weber at face-off? 63. I probably have to go back to Petterman at center. Yeah, probably something like that. Piro's bottle actually should be going up there. Okay, this team is actually looking really nice. Looking really nice. Wow. So, this is what I'm thinking for the forward core. So, Lehman, Lehman, Ahinen, and Wilm. Del Rovere, Sherov, and Stajan, who's an 89. Jeez, he's got a full suite of abilities now. Ice Pack, which is interesting. Third line has Lassick, Pirozabottle, and Ponikarovsky. I think that's a great third line, because Pirozabottle obviously having that elite potential. He should be able to set up guys like Ponikarovsky and Lassick pretty easily. And then we have Weber, Markov, and Petterman. So the fourth line obviously still needs some work. Weber is getting closer to being like a third line type player, which on paper isn't a great thing because we have a lot of guys already in those areas. Like, he might have to replace Ponikarovsky next season. And then these guys aren't the best either, but that's okay. And then defensively, let me see if I could rework this a bit so there's not a negative. I don't think I can. Ooh, I could do that. Dimitra is still the top 6 technically, so if I wanted to get rid of at least 1 minus, we could go with this. But the defensive core still doesn't have the best chemistry on paper. Huh. So that's one thing. And then, yeah, I got to send Smirnov down, unfortunately. So Smirnov lost his time here, it looks like, just based on the new additions. So we'll send Smirnov down at least to the AHL so he could get some playing time in the minors. Let me see what our power play is looking like, because obviously I want our power play set up the right way. So Lehman, Wilm, and Ahinen is good. We do want to put Wilm at the center spot though. And we do want to put Maddox Boys on the power play and the Sheriff as well on this first unit, as we've been doing, because that's always a really good first unit. The second unit's going to be looking pretty good this year as well, I think, because, yeah, with Stajan, Della Rovere is fine. Lassick should be technically here as well. We'll put Lassick at the point because he should have better shooting. I'll move McLaren over to where Boys is. And we'll take Boys off this unit here. And we'll probably throw in, obviously, our new youngster in Piero Zabottle. He does make it a -3, but that's not bad so far. And then maybe we'll give Mayer instead of McLaren. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's what I'm thinking at least. Apparently Del Rovere doesn't really fit the power play. Either does Piero Zabottle, so we might have to still look for a new coach at some point. Yeah, that looks okay. Let's put Boys on this unit. I know I'm showing you guys all this due diligence, but I think this will give you guys a better look at what our team should be looking like this year. We need a Sheriff on this unit, so I will move... I'll move Del Rovere to... Actually, maybe not to the point. Yeah, maybe I'll move Del Rovere to the point. Take Boys obviously off. And this is where the Sheriff should go as well. I don't want all... skaters on this unit though. Oh man. I do like Stajan actually a lot too, but trying to make sure this power play at least has a defender on it. Penalty kill wise, I'll probably just leave it the way it has it set up, which looks pretty good. So there you go. That's going to be our team this season. Yeah, I like the looks of it quite a bit. So there is our NHL team. Actually, make sure the AHL team is set up too, because I didn't do that yet, which is a crucial thing, obviously, for the development of our young boys on the AHL roster. Who's scratched? A lot of people, okay. We got to make sure the right potential guys are in. Like, Pitton might get scratched here in the AHL in favor of Smirnov. Louis Mathieu is ready for the AHL, which is great. Finley might have to come out. Yep, for Mason for sure. Mason needs to get up here in the lineup. Anybody else need to be put in at center? Brunette probably does. Trying to see who's the oldest guys on this team. Grabowski needs to be scratched at the AHL level, unfortunately, to get Brunette in. Because these older guys that are like 25, like Rolison, for example, don't need to be in the lineup. Okay, so that's it for scratches on the forward side of things. Defensively, Palin's one of the ones that would get scratched for Eric Wilson. Emlyn is also one that would get scratched for McLaren. And I think that's almost it, right? Yeah, I think that's it. So all these old guys are going to get scratched. Norton needs to go in for goaltending for sure, as the backup behind it, Sonnenberg. There you go, perfect. So there's our AHL team. I know the chemistry is not great on the defensive side of things. Actually, that looks better. Let's see if I can get rid of this -3. Kind of. Let's get Flood up there, I guess, and Wilson will go down. There you go, that looks better. Perfect. So AHL and NHL is set up perfectly. Let's take a look at our new players that we just drafted, and that will be it for this episode, I think, at that point. Also, I should actually show you guys the contract situation, so we'll do that quickly first. Who is up for renewal at the end of the season? Yeah, see, we have some expensive players here, Sea-Doo and Lassick. I might give them 8-year contract extensions to start next episode, so we'll have to do the 85% trick on like Sea-Doo. What is Lassick wanting on an 8-year deal? That's a good deal for me. See, if we could get him on 85% of 5.45, that'd be a great contract for him. So, yeah, I think we're going to definitely send a few of these guys long-term. Ponikarovsky, I hope that he doesn't demand too much money again in this offseason, but he might leave temporarily from this team and then come back again. So there is that. Let's take a look at the new guys that we drafted. So there's only a few of them, I think, on our NHL roster. We won't take a look at the ones in the AHL yet because they're not on the NHL rosters. So, come on, game. Why you're being so slow? I'm trying to switch over. Piero Zabottle. Let's see what the top pick looks like. Does he have a interesting look to him or interesting equipment? Let's see. And not really. Not really. Does he have a beard? No, he does not have a playoff beard. Pretty basic look for him. Nothing really too special. Where's the number 37? At least his stick kind of matches their uniforms a little bit, but yeah, nothing special about our top pick apparently. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. Was there anybody else? I feel like there was one more that made a join the roster. Oh yeah, Daniel McLaren. I'm kind of surprised that McLaren's able to jump to a 75 as a low top 4. He might become a legit top 6 defenseman if he continues to grow. Or he could get replaced within a year. So this might be the only time we get to see him. I might have seen him last year actually already in the AHL. I feel like I have. But I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of these faces all the time when I roster build. So, but I think I might have looked at him last year when he was in the AHL. And I think that is it, right? Yeah, that is it. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Halifax Raiders Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll simulate another season. We'll see if this team gets closer to being a 500 team, an above 500 team, or a 40-win team. And yeah, hopefully the playoffs are right around the corner for this team because we are running low on Wilm's contract. He only has 4 years left before we'll have to give him a lot of money. So anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.